before we get to Newslands, I want to check in on the campaign trail. Our top story today, the first full day of campaigning is officially underway, and CTV has reporters following all of the party campaigns. This morning, Judy Trinh is with the Liberals in Newfoundland. She joins us from St. John's this morning on the runway. Judy, good morning. First of all, what is the mood like on the Liberal campaign as of this morning? It is early there. You guys had an early start.
That's right. Well, we are on our way later today to Gander. If you look behind me, you'll see that this is the Liberal plane, but you'll notice that it hasn't been branded yet. So no Liberal wrapping. What I can tell you is that that will happen this weekend. Something to point out is that in terms of just how fast-paced this election has moved on, organizers were not able to get the plane wrapped in time. Now, in terms of the mood, it's important to point out that during his run for the Liberal leadership, Mark Carney was unable to get to Newfoundland, Labrador because of a snowstorm that derailed his plans. So his campaign made it a point to visit St. John's, this province, as a first stop in his campaign. And the mood was pretty enthusiastic for the Prime Minister. There are about 500 people in the room, and he is also trying out his messaging, Anne-Marie. The line that landed the most, that got the most cheers, was when he said, Donald Trump wants to take our country, but we are not going to give it to him. And everyone cheered, and everyone said, no, we won't let him, we won't let him. So working on those lines, he's going to try that out. And there were protesters also outside, Anne-Marie. There were a group of crab fishermen who were angry about the quotas imposed by the federal government. So there were about less than 100 outside trying to get in, and they were barred from getting in by police. But Mark Carney addressed them, Anne-Marie. He said his main pitch to Newfoundlanders and those fishermen were basically, I am going to help you deal with the economic situation, deal with the cost of living, specifically in terms of middle tax cuts. He mentioned that he wanted to remove 1% from the 15% tax level for that tax bracket of earners earning $57,000 a year and under. So basically removing 1%, dropping that tax level from 15 to 14% would put about an additional $825 in people's pockets every year.
Judy, because you're on the runway, we know that it is wheels up shortly for you and the rest of the reporters who are traveling on with the Carney campaign. Where are you off to next this morning?
I am going to Gander, and this is actually a really important riding. It is the only riding that the Conservatives were able to win in 2021. But the entire province, which has been staunchly Liberal, is no longer a fortress stronghold for the Liberal Party. And that's because 5 of 6 Liberal incumbents are not running this time around. So there is extreme volatility in what voters want, and what they've told me is that they want change. Will Mark Carney be enough of a change, or are they looking for a change in party? That is the question, and you can expect Pierre Poilievre to be making a stop here as well, because there are 7 votes here in this province, and they are all up for grabs. Or really, 7 ridings.
Yeah, the question you laid out is really the question of the next 30-plus days. We should also mention that Vash Kapelos is going to be joining us in a few minutes, talking about where the rest of the leaders are headed this morning. CTV's Judy Trinh with the Liberal campaign in St. John's, about to take off for Gander. Thanks, Judy.
You're welcome, Anne-Marie.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.